Good evening and welcome, parents, current National Honor Society students, and inductees to the 2021 National Honor Society Spring Induction. I'm Dr. Willman, principal of Floyd Central, and this is one of my favorite events for several reasons. Number one, it's short, and you're going to find out that very quickly, and everyone is in a very, very good mood. And I must confess to those of you who attended this ceremony in recent years that my upcoming comments are probably going to seem fairly familiar. And for that, I only partly apologize. After all, many of the values we speak of today are timeless. To start with, I want to issue a big thank you out to the National Honor Society Faculty Council. That's Ms. Karen Estes, Mrs. Rachel Skeeto, Mrs. Angela Hampton, Mrs. Kim Haley, and Mr. Randy Hine. A special thanks to Mrs. Larissa Yerke joining us on stage this evening, the faculty sponsor for all she does in organizing this event, as well as others, most notably the blood drive that will take place later this month. Also, to my far left is Mr. Shane Gibson, the City Attorney for New Albany. We'll get a more lengthy introduction of him a little bit later. He's our guest speaker. I have Mrs. Jody Johnson, our Assistant Principal, and then also Dr. Velker, Assistant Principal. Most of all, though, I want to congratulate the inductees themselves, as well as their families. This is a milestone worthy of great pride and celebration. In a few moments, the officers will come to the podium and further elaborate on the four pillars of the National Honor Society: character, scholarship, service, and leadership. But before that, it is customary for the principal to take advantage of an open mic and a captive audience. Inductees of 2021, with your new label as a National Honor Society member, you will have new and higher expectations heaped upon you. Your past performance and proven abilities have told us that you excel, and excel you will. For that, fair or not, people will look at you differently and expect more. That is what the late Freddie Mercury would call pressure. Some look at that word in a negative light. Do not be tempted to do that. Billie Jean King, another groundbreaking icon of the 70s and 80s, said that pressure is a privilege. So true, because we often pity those who are punished by low expectations. So what sort of pressures or expectations lie ahead with this newfound privilege? In the area of academics, you will set the academic tone for the upcoming 2021-2022 school year. It will largely be up to you to define the learning environment in which all of the students and staff experience each day. Will it be one that welcomes the challenges of deep thought and academic rigor? Will you help engage those around you to pursue healthy curiosity and intense scholarship? Character will be much the same as scholarship, in that you will influence much of the school culture with how you conduct yourselves in and out of these hallways. You probably guessed as much regarding scholarship and character. There's little doubt that you'll be challenged in those areas. Nevertheless, I would like to emphasize the areas of service and leadership. In the current climate in which we find ourselves, there has been a focus on the safety and security of our schools, which has come to varied definitions. Presently, there are conversations happening around the country concerning many issues to which students and educators might appear to have little control. And there are many reasonable sides to those issues. That being said, I firmly believe that students can influence one area more than any lawmaker, teacher, or political appointee. That area is school climate and culture. Is our school not only a tolerant one, but a welcoming one? Do we follow the words of the Highlander Pledge that are posted in each and every classroom and afford every person dignity and respect? Are we able as a school community to embrace those who need it the most? For in our society, we tend to love those most who need it the least. We sometimes deflect or criticize those who need that love the most. It is in this area that we need you, the new inductees, to the National Honor Society. Now, in saying that, I do not mean to abdicate my responsibility as a school leader. My point is to highlight the undeniable effect student leadership has on an institution. It is truly in this area that I hear the words of my late father after he gave me the keys to a 1982 green Chevy Malibu. It was affectionately referred to as the Ranger Robmobile. Don't judge. The same could be, and he said, "Rob, you need to return that car better than you found it." And the same could be said for this school in your senior year. You now have the keys. Leave it better than ever. And with that, I will now turn it over to the officers who will expound on the four pillars and then perform the induction.
everyone. Thank you for joining us. I would like to begin by congratulating the juniors in front of me. It is an extreme honor to be inducted as members, and you all are finally here. You've earned this, so I would like to share my congratulations with you. My name is Grace Leitner, and I'm the current Vice President of National Honor Society. Tonight, the other officers and I will be speaking about the importance of each of the pillars of NHS, and I would like to take this time to speak of our first pillar. The first of 4 key principles of National Honor Society is character. Character encompasses the whole of your conveyed being. It is how you're seen by the world. With this comes the question, how do you display your character? How does the world see you? Are you someone that can be trusted? Are your words and actions respectful? Can you be called responsible and caring? Likely so, you all are being honored tonight for your exemplary conduct and academic achievement. How you present yourself is a direct reflection of your character. Character comes from within, and it is carefully crafted over time and helps develop your personal, stellar personalities. None of us woke up and became the people that we are today overnight. We've each continually chosen to make the responsible choices that have contributed to our personalities. One definition of character is the mental and moral qualities distinctive to an individual. Each of you have unique qualities and values and experiences that have been influential in crafting your character. Similarly, you all have values that have brought you here. Your reliability, drive, resilience, and proactiveness have allowed you to be successful in your pursuits, both in school and on your own. As students, there are ample opportunities to be faced with moral dilemmas. Should you find yourself in a situation that causes you to question your academic integrity, it is then that you will choose to stray from or to stay true to your character. I obviously hope and would expect you all to make the honest decisions that have brought you to this moment, as would everyone who is encouraging your success. Character and a good personality are built off of each other. One helps to cultivate the other. The main attributes that you display in your personality are thanks to your character and the morals that you stick to. Other aspects of the importance of your character are the consistency between your words and your actions, and your ability to deal with tricky situations. When confronting difficult situations, the ability to handle things with grace and dignity, the utilization of manners, these are all a direct reflection of your disposition. Your character is key to your success. Stay true to your mental and moral qualities. It is vital that each and every one of you keep with your character throughout all of your endeavors, and I wish you the best of luck with them.
I'm the current president of National Honor Society. The pillar that I'm going to be discussing tonight is leadership. Leadership is more than just being a leader, and you can lead in numerous ways. So the first way that National Honor Society describes it is that carrying oneself with dignity and taking ownership and responsibility for one's actions. This is incredibly important. If you don't hold yourself accountable, then how can you expect others to do so when you ask? Taking responsibility also shows maturity and a willingness to make tough decisions. Another important quality in a leader is perseverance. To lead, you must be mentally tough. Things are going to get hard sometimes. They just do. I assure you this last year has gotten really hard. Navigating school and college applications and jobs, keeping in touch with family members and friends, all during a pandemic has been hard. But we've done it. And it's been tough, but we still wake up every morning and show up. And that's the kind of perseverance you have to succeed. And every one of you has shown that just by being here today. Additionally, good leaders must communicate. I'm assuming we've all had problems with communication before. Something I imagine we've all encountered is where a teacher will give an assignment and then very vague instructions on how to finish that. When this happens, we have two choices. Either we let the problem continue or we work to resolve it. We all know that resolving ends up better in the end. When we ask questions, we tend to have a better understanding of what we're doing. However, it sometimes feels easier just to let the communication fail. Asking questions is a lot of work, especially when, more than anything, you just want to finish the assignment. However, I don't think many people in this crowd struggle with deciding what to do. By being selected for this organization, you've shown that you're the kind of people who are going to ask the questions. You're going to make sure the communication is clear. And this will help you not only in school, but in life as well, because communication is key, and it's really hard to get things done when you don't know what you're doing. The final quality that I'm going to be talking about tonight is the one that I find most important, which is the ability to motivate others toward a common goal. The first thing that you're going to need to be able to do is to motivate yourself. If you can't motivate yourself to get things done, you're going to have a hard time convincing others to do the same thing. Leadership's all about working with others to reach a goal. Motivation can come in numerous forms, whether it be rewards or a clean conscience. And people want to be pushed and challenged even if they don't realize it, and that's your job as a leader. All of these qualities work together to make a great leader. The best part about being in this organization is that you've all already demonstrated that you possess these qualities. You are good leaders, good examples for the other kids at school to look up to. But that doesn't mean you can stop. There's always more to learn and room to improve, and I can't wait to see how you all choose to do that.
My name is Kaden Holcomb, and I am the current treasurer for the class of 2021, and I'm here to talk to you about the third pillar for the National Honor Society, scholarship. Scholarship means that one is doing their best work possible in all situations regardless of extrinsic motivation. This means that all of you had exhibited a large amount of hard work in and out of the classroom. It took a lot of determination and resilience when faced with challenges to bounce back up and apply oneself after being knocked down. Although there is a GPA minimum, the pursuit of knowledge is invaluable and is a trait that can be carried with you for the rest of your life. It all depends on whether you are willing to work and grow and continue to buckle down when things in life, whether it is at a school, work, or anything else you do, becomes difficult, and you all share that unique quality. Going into life, the qualities of scholarship will serve you well, for it will have a domino effect. Starting off with high school, your hard work will be displayed through your grades. Your grades that form your GPA, and the work ethic you gain now will assist you in college and allow you to operate through many trials and tribulations. From college, your abilities will be advertised through a degree. This will set you up for your career of your choosing. With your career, there will be many opportunities offered that exhibit the scholarship quality. There can be status promotions, raises, and even widespread recognition. As you can see, you may think that what you do now will not affect you in 20 years, but these are some of the most important years that are the building blocks to get you to where you want to end up. The Pillar Scholarship is not a pick and choose of when you want to work hard. It is a lifestyle that will enable you to reach your fullest potential, and the time to start that lifestyle is now. So, as you continue your junior year and go through your senior year, the most important thing to remember is to keep pushing yourself. The journey to get to graduation will require a lot of hard work. A lot of students do not prevail and have a senior slide, but that is the year to push through the hardest you've ever pushed before. Even when you feel like it is not a priority to keep your grades up and you feel like none of it matters anymore because you've already gotten in your college applications and your scholarship information's filled out, this is the critical period to keep driving forward. It is so important to keep advancing during this time more than ever because it builds character and mental toughness that you will need throughout your entire life. Having resilience to be able to keep working on that one problem, even if you can't find the solution at first, will prove to be a largely desired quality in the workforce that will allow you to shine amongst your colleagues. The hard and intensive work that you've put in everything so far has exemplified this pillar greatly. Always continue to put your best foot forward in everything you do and stay determined with your future in mind.
My name is Grace Thrasher. I'm the secretary, and the final pillar of tonight is service. Service is the action that adds meaning to the previous pillars. Leadership, scholarship, and character all focus on your progress as an individual. Service requires sacrifice. When serving, you relinquish your own time and energy to enrich the lives of your peers, colleagues, even strangers. This commitment to others takes precedence over our personal desires. You must step out of the limelight and often step out of your comfort zone to aid others in their development. We quantify service in hours. We log club meetings and volunteer opportunities to be placed on college applications or National Honor Society applications. They embellish our already impressive schedules, including school, sports, and jobs, pushing us further towards our goals after high school. Finding the right balance of these activities is challenging, and maintaining success in all of them requires tremendous skill. Deadlines sneak up on us, conflicts arise, and we get overwhelmed. This can make service feel like an obligation and an additional source of stress. If we're driven only by the required number of hours, we will not experience the same level of fulfillment. This is what makes mindful and intentional service a necessity. If your goal in serving others is selfish, you'll be blind to the effect it has on your own life. Growth as a leader results from opportunities to serve. The best teachers, coaches, and tutors are all built from selfless service. Each of our members and inductees have engaged in a remarkable amount of service, but I ask each of you to reflect on what it provided you with. The issue that presented itself to the senior class this year was finding virtual service opportunities and encouraging all 70 of our members to participate over a Google Meet. We offered virtual alternatives to our previous projects and accommodated public health restrictions in brand new ways. We persevered, and I look forward to seeing what our next class accomplishes. There's a link among all of the pillars of NHS. The determination required to pursue scholarship is built from your character, is supported by your leadership, and exemplified by your actions to service in others. These 4 traits are found in all of you, all of us, and they'll be the keys to your success. Thank you all so much for your time, and congratulations to our new junior class. Now, it's my honor to introduce Mr. Shane Gibson, the New Albany City Attorney.
A little taller than the ladies that just spoke. I'm in the unique position tonight of understanding the audience, understanding brevity, but also appreciating the importance and magnitude of what you all accomplished. Last year, I was out in the audience as my daughter was inducted, a little touchy, into the National Honor Society. Something that was never remotely within my realm of doing. So, it's a great honor. And I can tell you right now, your parents are thrilled and will get choked up even a year later. So I want to thank you all for inviting me here tonight. I'm going to give you a little bit of background about my professional life, and I will keep it brief. I am the city attorney for New Albany. I've been an attorney for approximately 22 years, and 16 of that has been with the city. Part of the reason, and anybody that's been in a job for a long time understands this, there has to be more than just money. There has to be more than just the experience. To me, it's making an imprint. And I'm going to discuss that a little bit more for you all here in a little bit. But it's making an imprint. If you've ever been to the YMCA, I was fortunate enough to be able to assist in bringing that to fruition. If you visited some of the restaurants in downtown New Albany, I was able to help develop a mechanism that allowed these restaurants to be able to operate and thrive. If you visited some of the parks or the Greenway, I've been able to leave my imprint a little bit on those things. So hopefully you've enjoyed them. It's that imprint that I'm going to talk about here in just a few moments. But it's also just a true honor for me to be here. You see, I've got a 50-year experience in some fashion with this school. It dates back to 1967, I believe, is when Floyd Central opened. See, my father went to Georgetown High School, which closed. Students came here. So when that happened, he obviously was no longer a member of the Georgetown High School. And my mother was one of the first graduating classes of Floyd Central in 1970. And of course, I didn't end it. We've had family members come through, cousins, uncles, nieces, and then myself. I went to school here and started in 1985. There's a few people here that were around at that time. Dr. Willman was a year older, or a year class above me. I don't know if he was older. So I attended some of the same classes that you all attended. The school's obviously slightly different in certain areas, but I had the ability to roam the same halls or similar halls. Get in trouble occasionally, not very often, but occasionally. So I was also fortunate enough to participate and be on one of the 2 Final Four men's or boys state final teams. And that was probably my best imprint. It's not something to be honored about. Yours is much better than that. But that was an imprint that I feel that I've left to this school. And a little friendly advice. When your parents say your hair's too long, you have a cheesy mustache, you should cut it, you might want to listen to them, because unfortunately I have a picture that's been down there for 30 years. It has a bad mustache and a horrible haircut. So just keep that in mind. So imprint to me means leaving some strong emotional attachment or impression to your friends, to your school, to your community. It also means embracing those imprints from others onto yourself. So this school has had an enormous imprint on my life, as I have just shared with you over the 50 years of family and myself participating in it. I've also chosen, and I see a few young ladies, which is nice to be able to see a friendly face here, that I coach basketball. I'm the assistant coach basketball here, so it's a pleasure seeing these faces out in the audience and having the honor to be part of their lives and hopefully imprint a little bit of positivity or something that they can use further down the road. So 50 years. By the time my kids graduate from here, it will be 55 years that I've had some connection to this school. So you can say that it's definitely left some type of imprint on my life and my family's life. But the real question I have for you tonight, the real question is, what imprint are you going to leave? What are you going to change? What are you going to make different and better? It's one thing to have other people imprint your life. It's another to do that to other people and help them. Because you exhibit the core values that were just briefly discussed, scholarship, service, leadership, and character, I have no doubt that you have the ability to imprint things in your life and make things better. I want to commend you on your selected achievement. You had to earn it. As you saw me choke up earlier, I know what you had to go through. I saw it with my daughter. I saw the tears. I saw the difficulty. I saw the hard work. So you are in a select, elite group of people. And you should be extremely, extremely proud of that. So I know the young lady spoke briefly a little bit earlier about the pillars. I'm going to go over them just real quickly, because I mentioned brevity, that I see them and how they work. Academic accomplishment, which I was not that successful at, opens enormous amount of doors. Okay? Whether it's your preferred college, whether it's your preferred future job, it is, however, no guarantee for success without implementing the others. Service was mentioned. Service to me is a little bit self-explanatory, but what makes service important is the difference that you can make in other people's lives, the enjoyment that you can bring to them from your service, and then ultimately the enjoyment that you will receive from it yourself. I think Dr. Wellman mentioned it. Keaton mentioned it. Leadership. I deal with some leadership roles. I deal with a lot of organizations in my job. And leadership is a quality in high demand. Just look around. Just look at your organizations. Every business, every church, every school, all levels of government need great leaders. And lastly, character. This is one that I personally feel is probably one of the most important. You can't be taken seriously in your life. You can't be taken seriously in your job if you don't have a good character. So value that trait, protect it, and do absolutely anything necessary to keep it. So, as you continue to exhibit and promote the values of the National Honor Society, you need to be leaders in your school. You need to be leaders in your community. To accomplish that, you need to have an impeccable character beyond reproach. You must be willing to share your knowledge and continue the service to others. So you will leave an imprint. You already have. You leave an imprint in the lives of your family, an imprint in the lives of your friends, an imprint in the lives of others, an imprint in this school. But again, it comes down to what kind of imprint are you going to leave? The mark of an imprint is not always easily measurable. It's not always recognized with a certificate or plaque. But leaving an imprint does change the world. I want to thank you for listening to me. And hopefully I've imparted a little bit of what I've learned over my 50 years of experience here at Floyd Central. And as you're inducted into the National Honor Society and soon transition to your high school year, it's time. It's time for you to go. Go and leave your imprint. Thank you.
That was some great stuff. Very good. Thank you so much, Dr. Gibson, or Mr. Gibson. We really appreciate that. Okay, students, now we're going to do the pledge. So I'm going to ask each of the members to stand up, and you will repeat after me. I pledge to uphold the high purposes of the National Honor Society, to which I have been selected. I will be true to the principles for which it stands. I will be loyal to my school and will maintain and encourage high standards of scholarship, service, leadership, and character. Thank you. You may have a seat.
Great, see you again. So, we are now going to list off all of the inductees, and they will come up and bump elbows with Dr. Willman and be given their paper and pen. Can you all hear me? Yeah. All right, what about now? Great. All right, so to start, we have Mariel Althouse. Kayla Ansert. Reese Osmus. Madeline Baker. Ava Bandy. Bailey Beck. Sakshi Bhatia. Meredith Viefield. Barrett Borgmeyer. Rachel Brown, Clayton Callum, Megan Carey, Madeline Cavan, Riley Chumley, James Sorencion, Byron Clark, Logan Clark, James Conway, Grant Coleman, Charles Cook, Alina Cora, Reese Davis, Ella Doddridge, Elise Edwards, Alyssa Flick, Emma Gaunt, Allie Groves, Jillian Hadley, Ethan Henka, Abby Hoffman, Dylan Hogan, Karina Holt, James Hyde, Ruby Jacobs, and Christian.
Caitlin Jones. Keegan Kaiser. Brock Kennedy. Lewis Knable. Peyton Coker. Kylie Llewellyn. Haley Lorch. Natalie Lowstutter. Natalie Lukinovich. Emma Martin. Kylie McDonald. Shannon McKay. Alina McMillan. Meghana Luhan Kumar. Kylie Moore. Zoe Nowling. Carly O'Leary. Hayden Pierce. Adrian Peters. Harley Pickett. Molly Ritchie. Cole Roberts. Andrew Robinson. Charles Rocky. Kaylee Schuler. Kyra Sharp. Kendall Shorts. Smith. Riley Spitznagel. Olivia Stepp. Maxwell Trapure. Cadence Winneman. Madeline Williams. Nicole Williams. Annalise Zineman. Brandon Fessel.
This features the students being introduced.
Before we go, just a couple of remarks. I told you it was short. I told you it was a very, very, very short ceremony. There were a couple of students that could not be here this evening due to events. And of course, as the spring progresses, things kind of get jammed in here, that all these events get put together. So it's unfortunate, but they had some prior commitments. Would like to thank Shane Gibson for being our guest speaker. Fantastic job. Warm welcome. Appreciate that. He outed himself for not being inducted in National Honor Society. Neither was I. So all of you average students out there, if there are any, you too could be a city attorney for the New Albany, or you could be principal of a future comprehensive high school. So anyway, I forgot where I was going with that. I'd like to thank the officers. Okay, Keaton, Grace, and Caden did a fantastic job up here explaining what those pillars are. Thank you. So once again, and I know they had a hand in organizing this as well. In addition, of course, to Mrs. Yerke, who did a fantastic job with this, and of course, the inductees themselves. Once again, congratulations. I mean, I don't need to stand up here and talk about how tough this year has been, but you're able to maintain high standards in a variety of areas and get all of these application requirements completed. That's a phenomenal thing, and just want to congratulate you. And I hope everybody in here, stick around, take you some pictures, and just have a nice time and keep smiling. We got to see more of that around here. So have a great evening and have a great spring.